All right, the first Tanabata unit we're looking at is the LR Tech Go Bros. A lot of times, again, a lot of these units on this list are gonna be pretty evident, I will say, especially because competition is really between two units most of the time. But let's not talk about the Tech Broly like as if he was a landslide loss. That Tech Broly was still an amazing unit when he came out, but the Go Bros were just a different level of good. On top of that, their leader skill was even better than the AGL Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Especially if you're a global player who got this unit before the Goku that came out, this guy was a lifesaver, helps you get to form some amazing teams. But again, this Go Bros unit I do enjoy. He did nice attack stats, he can defend fairly well. I mean, there's nothing really too more special to talk about this guy. I still think Tech Broly looked better, of course, than he did, but I would never take Tech Broly over him, almost purely off the leader skill, honestly. Like, this unit could have been like meh, like not garbage, but like runnable, where like he could die in this scenario, but like not many times. But his leader skill is so cracked out, it's just like you could not pass up on this guy again, especially because the AGL Super Saiyan 4 Goku was on his team. You could literally run the anniversary unit from that year on his team next to the other LR, which created a very powerful team. All right, next we have LR Fizz Evo Ken. This is another close one because the LR Full Power Jiren was not a slouch, one of the hardest hitting units we've ever seen up to that point in the game. His stats were ridiculous too. I mean, like, this unit overall was a menace, but Evo Ken just came out on top, in my opinion. Evo Ken was a very strong unit, and that's just how it goes. I mean, especially Yellow Coin versus Dokkan Fest, they're not going to make the Yellow Coin better than the Dokkan Fest in the same celebration. Now, that does change in the future, of course, but like in past day Dokkan, the red unit, the red coin unit was just always better than the yellow coin. You're really not looking at the yellow coin like, oh my gosh, are they going to be better than the GFE LR? Yeah, probably not. So, I mean, Jiren not being better than Evo Ken is not the worst thing in the world, but Jiren did put up a very solid performance to be even just mentioned in this conversation. But Evo Ken did some incredible stuff on their release, especially on their active turn. But again, you're just not going to see many times where a yellow coin LR defeats a red coin LR within the same celebration. All right, next we have LR Tech Super Gogeta. There's not much debate about this one. Janemba and Gogeta really weren't that close. Doesn't mean Janemba wasn't good. Janemba actually was a fairly good unit, but Tech Gogeta was just simply different. Tech Gogeta, its base form, had flaws, but definitely runnable. And then you got the Tech Super Gogeta, and you were seeing work being done. One of my favorite units to use in Dokkan history. And again, I don't know, it was just really fun running this guy. Getting around 2 of him, of course, was even more fun. The fusion animations were great. His super attack animations were great. Just overall, it was a great experience getting to run this unit on your teams. He was pretty much unkillable. Did some really nice levels of damage. I don't know, just overall, it was a great release. He's even great to this day still if you can get him fused quick enough. Even on EZA. So I mean, this unit is definitely one we talk about a lot on release, but we don't talk about enough on EZA. I think this unit is definitely underrated in terms of the EZA department, with the fact that you can quite literally use this guy to this day because of the fusion on turn 4, which is 80% damage reduction, which helps out a ton. So yeah, I mean, I really do enjoy this unit, but again, it doesn't mean Janemba is bad. Just quite frankly, he's better. All right, let's talk about LR and Vegeta and Trunks, although the most broken leader skill in Dokkan history, with the bond of parent and child, which literally just has every single meta unit you could ever want on his team. And of course, he was one of the tankiest units to ever release in Dokkan history. He wasn't the best tank, but he was one of the tankiest. His damage, was there. If you got crits, it definitely was there, and you could get a ton of crits at this guy due to his kit, but at the same time, this guy really does struggle outside of slot 1, but an incredible unit. Fusion Zamasu, again, is not a terrible unit, but Vegeta and Trunks just did so much more in such a loaded lineup that was 2022. 2022 was just loaded with Orange Piccolo, and then of course the Year 7s, and then Bird-Ku, and then, you know, Vegeta and Trunks. So Vegeta and Trunks had an incredible competition around him, but Vegeta and Trunks did really, really well. They aged fairly gracefully until the 8th anniversary, but I do think this unit 100% locks in the spot here over Fusion Zamasu, who was really just a slot 2 damage dealer, but, you know, Fusion Zamasu at least looked cool. All right, 2023 and 2024 are going to be some very interesting ones to talk about. The early ones were very evident winners. You had from 2019 to 2022. Come on, the Dokkan Fest LR wins. That's it. Now, you're going to be laughing right now. Like, I'm sure something like there's no way he's even considering Omega Shenron over the Int Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Like, at all. Right? Like, Int Super Saiyan 4 Goku was better. GT bosses didn't exist back then. But this video is not talking about Tanabata units on release, right? I'm still gonna put the Int Super Saiyan 4 Goku in this spot, but I do think Omega Shenron does need a shout out. Back then, there's no way in the world a single soul would put Omega Shenron even near this Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Super Saiyan 4 Goku was dominant on release, and he had life with the 9th year Super Saiyan Trio unit, and then of course had more life with the AGL GT Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So, you know, there was a lot of times where the Int Super Saiyan 4 Goku was always brought up like, oh my gosh, is he runnable again? Oh my gosh, is he runnable again? Like, there was always conversation about him having some relevance in this basically 2-year span. Now, of course, he's nowhere near usable now, but the fact that he even had close to considerations of being a good unit is the reason why I have to put him over Omega. Yes, I know right now Omega Shenron is technically runnable, right? And he can handle some of these crazier bosses we have due to a properly constructed GT bosses team. On top of that, having these debuffs and all that stuff, and even during some celebration content like the Cell Max fight from the 9th anniversary, you could run GT bosses against them because Omega Shenron would be able to debuff at a drastic rate. So yes, I mean, he is, you know, good right now, but I still think that if we're looking at the context of the last 2 years, this is the first time AGL Omega has ever been even close to runnable versus the Int Super Saiyan 4 Goku, which has had life off and on for the last 2 years. So I have to give it to him, but I mean, Omega Shenron definitely put up a fight recently due to the physical Omega Shenron's release, which allows the AGL Omega to even get in this conversation. But I have to give it to the Goku due to his prominent, like, he just keeps becoming relevant. That brings us to 2024. Tech UI versus AGL Jiren. Now, the question is, right, do we think that AGL Jiren has done more than Goku post-release to be talked about as the best Tanabata unit from 2024? My answer is no, simply. Look, Tech UI has dodge, and Jiren doesn't. That's it, that's all I gotta say. Because no matter how you slice it, you're like, well, it's only 70% dodge, right? I mean, like, that's not a ton. It's not. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you and say, oh, Tech UI has so much dodge. Like, he doesn't. He simply doesn't. But 70% dodge, right? Like, that's the same dodge that AGL GT Goku has, the Super Saiyan 3 before he goes Super Saiyan 4. So, I mean, it's not like any difference between the two there. But I do think that having dodge is always going to make you age better. It's just how it goes. Yes, you do have to wait from 5 turns from the first appearance of Tech UI. By the way, I'm so glad they got rid of that wording. It's such bad wording. It plagued a lot of units during the 2024 celebration of first appearance. That I'm so glad they got rid of that. It's such a bad wording. But the Tech UI Goku going to MUI is also a game changer. MUI Goku having guaranteed dodge and then having, you know, constantly 80% dodge, I believe. But it does help out for sure that the Jiren has 100% damage reduction in his standby form, right? The 100% damage reduction in standby form is the only reason why we're even close to talking about Jiren as a competitor for this slot. Base Jiren, not impressive. Full power Jiren, not that impressive. The standalone, or so the standby Jiren form is the one we got to talk about, because having 100% damage reduction is very valuable, especially in short meta, right? Where you only got to survive one turn with Jiren, which is not the easiest thing to do. But for example, on super bosses, if you wanted to run Jiren, you definitely could, because all you had to run was Tech Golden Frieza. Run Tech Golden Frieza, throw a little redirect, and then guess what? Jiren gets to get saved for a turn, and then you can go right into standby. So to me, I do think that the Jiren has lots of values, especially right now, but I just think dodge is always going to be more valuable, and it's something we're always going to see in metas moving forward. To me, that warrants Tech UI being over Jiren. But I do think it's close. I don't think it was as big of a gap as it was on Tech UI's release, but dodge is always going to be valuable. All right, finally we have the most evident one. Okay, well, that's well statement. Not the most evident one, but back to a evident one, and that is the Golden Frieza / Gogeta. I mean, look, the DBS Broly is a great unit, right? But I do think that if you're comparing him to this Golden Frieza and Gogeta unit, I just don't think they win. Like, I think the Golden Frieza and Gogeta unit is a spectacular unit. A lot of people don't because of the Golden Frieza form, which I get it. Golden Frieza, outside of his redirect turn, is not good. Like, again, the 70% damage reduction and guard looks nice. Oh, it's enticing. Oh, that looks so good. And then it just ends up not being good at all. Yes, you could run the Fizz Broly trio and spice that bad boy up to 80%, but outside of that, you're not going to get much higher. And the other issue, of course, is his star turn defense is 600k. So even with 80% damage reduction in guard, I really don't know how much further that's gonna get you anyways. And plus, that's a rainbow Golden Frieza, by the way. I'm not even talking about 55% or really lower than 100% when I'm talking about that 600k defense. He needs a little bit more sauce in order to be good, but on redirect turn, he's fantastic. You're not going to kill that Frieza on redirect turn, which is good. I mean, that's a great thing. I mean, 30 mil defense, guard, and 70% damage reduction is going to get you a long way, of course. And of course, he does a crap ton of damage. But more so, the reason why this unit has to be above DBS Broly, at least today, is because this unit's designed for a short meta, right? Golden Frieza, redirect turn 1, and then if you run the proper components for his team, you can go into DBS Gogeta the very next turn, and then of course then you can pop his active on turn 5, and then you like, there's just so many things a part of this unit where you go redirect, 100% dodge, 100% dodge. Oh, and by the way, Gogeta on his 100% dodge turns are giving like 150+% defense to his allies on rotation. Like, the amount Gogeta does for the team and for himself is incredible. A lot of people are going to undersell the fact that he gives defense, by the way. Like, no one, and there are people who do talk about it, but the levels of defense this Gogeta can give to his allies is going to make him one of the best aging units in Dokkan history. And I know it's just weird to say, like, defense, why does that matter? For, like, I mean, you get into a dodge canceling fight and this guy is no longer useful. That's 100% true, right? Like, the dodge canceling fights are going to hurt Gogeta for sure. He does not have enough defense to handle, like, scary supers in the future outside of his active turn, by the way. Because his active turn is also pretty incredible. He can get up to like 24 million defense on his active turn, which is insane. That's 24 million, giving 230% defensive support, 100% dodge, and then again, you can't use both actives, right? You can't use the redirect on Golden Frieza, and you can't use Gogeta's active. And for this unit, I get it, right? Redirect, defense, Gogeta active, defense, dodge, support. Like, there's so much things these guys do, but a lot more times than not, I would recommend running Frieza's active first, just because Frieza's not that strong, right? Especially against like Rose, and especially against like the Blue Zone fights or whatever, you're gonna get so much more out of getting Frieza's redirect up and him doing 150+ mil supers with crits and all that stuff and keeping himself alive and doing a ton of damage to these big boy bosses versus going into Tech DBS Gogeta where you pop the active and you're only doing like 200 mil total. And on top of that, you do get the free dodge turn, of course, and you get the 280% defense to allies. But the problem, of course, is going to be the mere fact that you're risking yourself living with Golden Frieza. Now, of course, if you feel comfortable, then you can do that. But I'm just rambling on how this unit works. I'm more so just trying to get across the fact that DBS Broly is a good unit, right? DBS Broly is a unit where, you know, he has the issues of not being a great short unit. He can look incredible on turn 3. On turn 3, this guy can look amazing. Turn 3, you have, if you get all the proper stacks and he's fully built up, and he of course has his active turn up, he can get up to 11 mil defense. Of course, he still has 30% damage reduction and guard. He's tanking fully built up Rose. That's impressive. But outside of that, you lose your 30% damage reduction, and let's say Rose is not dead yet. Guess what? Now he's not dead. Now Broly has to go and not be able to handle the level of supers that are in front of him. Broly is a good unit. I just don't know, first of all, if he's in my top 10 yet. I haven't used him enough to say that. But I definitely will not say he's better than Golden Frieza and Gogeta. Golden Frieza and Gogeta's kit is very well aging. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you guys agree or disagree with the units on this list? Or do you guys think there should be someone else being represented for each of these years? If you guys enjoy the voice content, click the first link in the description. The second one is to all my Dokkan Battle content videos in general. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.